alone in this journey, because there are people who will stand by you and who will help you find the strength to move forward, even in the face of their manipulations. Don't let their denial or their threats keep you from living your truth and building the life you deserve, stronger than their lies and braver than their threats. And your courage will light the path for others who are still trapped in the darkness. Stand in your truth, own your power, and know that no matter what they try to do to silence you, the truth will always find a way to shine through.
When you discover the truth about someone's real nature, it's like lifting a mask and seeing who they truly are behind the facade. Bad people fear exposure and the loss of control they once held over you. The moment they realize you've seen through their lies, manipulations, or deceptive games, react in predictable and destructive ways that reveal even more about their character. These behaviors are not just defensive, they're strategic attempts to regain their power over you and keep you in a state of confusion or fear. One of the first things bad people do when they know that you know it, to deny everything. They will look you straight in the eyes and say that you're wrong, that you're making things up, that you misunderstood them, and that they're the victim of your accusations. They'll insist on their innocence with such intensity that it can make you question your own judgment. Goal is to create doubt in your mind, so that you back down from the truth, and they can keep you under their control. Another behavior they'll often display is to shift the blame instead of owning their actions. They'll turn the tables and make you feel responsible for what happened. They'll claim that you provoked them, that you misunderstood their intentions, that your own insecurities or flaws are the real problem. This tactic is designed to erode your confidence and make you second-guess the reality of what you've seen. By blaming you, they deflect accountability and try to maintain their power over the situation. The third thing bad people do is play the victim. They'll twist the narrative so that they appear to be the one who's been wronged by your discovery. They'll act hurt, betrayed, or devastated, as if your honesty has caused them unimaginable pain. This is manipulation at its finest, because it makes you feel guilty for confronting them, and it can make you question whether you've been too harsh or unfair. It's a way to regain control by appealing to your compassion and sense of empathy. They want you to doubt your own actions and feel compelled to comfort and support them. Fourth thing they'll do is isolate you. Bad people know that your strength grows when you have the support of others, so they'll try to cut you off from friends, family, or anyone who might help you see things more clearly. They'll spread rumors about you, they'll create drama, they'll make you feel like you can't trust anyone else but them. They want you to be alone so that you're easier to manipulate and less likely to stand up to them. This isolation tactic is one of their most powerful weapons, because it keeps you in the dark and makes you dependent on them for validation and guidance. Fifth, they'll try to confuse you with half-truths, mixed signals, and conflicting stories. They'll deny things one day and admit them the next. They'll say they love you and then treat you with cruelty. They'll promise to change but never actually do it. This confusion tactic is designed to keep you off balance, so that you never feel completely sure of what's happening. It creates a cycle of hope and disappointment that makes you easier to control, because you're constantly looking for the truth that they keep just out of reach. Finally, the sixth thing they do is threaten you. They may not always do it directly, but the threats can be subtle and insidious. They might hint at the consequences you'll face if you keep exposing the truth. They might suggest that no one will believe you, or that you'll lose everything if you stand up to them. They might even imply that they'll harm themselves or someone you love if you continue down this path. These threats are meant to make you afraid, to keep you silent, and to make you question whether telling the truth is worth the cost. When bad people know that you know, they pull out every trick in the book to regain control and keep you in their grasp. Knowing these tactics is the first step to breaking free. Recognize the patterns, trust what you've seen, and refuse to be manipulated any longer. You are stronger than their lies, braver than their threats, and wiser than their confusion. The truth is your power, and no one can take that from you. Bad people realize you figured them out. The very first weapon they often reach for is outright denial. They will look you in the eyes with a calm or even slightly offended expression, and insist that you're wrong, that your perception is flawed, that you misunderstood, or that you've been misled by someone else. They will deny any wrongdoing, no matter how obvious it might be. And they'll do it with such conviction that it can make even the strongest person doubt their own senses. Their voice might be steady and their tone might be one of patience, as if they're dealing with someone unreasonable. This is not an accident, it's a deliberate tactic to create confusion and self-doubt. They understand that your sense of reality is one of the most important things you have. And if they can make you question it, they can keep control over you. Their denials might be accompanied by statements like, "Would never do that," or "How could you think that about me?" or "You're being paranoid," or "You're too sensitive." They might try to distract you with small talk or by bringing up unrelated topics, hoping to throw you off track. They'll pretend they're being reasonable and that you're the one overreacting. Aim is to make you second guess what you've seen or heard, and to plant seeds of doubt that will stop you from taking action against them. If you persist, they may escalate the denial by becoming more emotional, acting hurt or outraged that you could even consider accusing them of such behavior. Use anger as a shield, hoping to intimidate you into silence, or they might feign heartbreak, making you feel guilty for confronting them. They want you to back down and let them continue their manipulations, because as long as they can keep you unsure, they can keep their hold on you. Over time, they're successful, they can make you question your own memory, your own judgment, and even your own sanity. That's how powerful denial can be, especially when delivered by someone you once trusted. But here's the truth: denying the undeniable doesn't make it any less real. You have the right to stand by what you know to be true, even if they refuse to acknowledge it. You are not crazy, you're not being unreasonable, you're not making things up. Trust your instincts and your experiences because they are valid and they matter. No amount of denial can erase the reality you've witnessed. Remember that denial is a tool they use to protect themselves and their lies, not to protect you from the truth. Don't let it work. Don't let it make you forget what you know deep down. You deserve to stand in your truth and not be manipulated into silence. Their denial is not your responsibility and it's not your burden. Carry their denial is their own weakness, their own refusal to face reality. Let them live in that lie, if they want to, but you don't have to join them. Stay strong, stay grounded, and keep moving forward with clarity and purpose. Because at the end of the day, the truth is your greatest defense against those who would rather keep you in the dark and shift the blame onto you. This tactic is a powerful way for them to avoid accountability, because instead of dealing with the consequences of their own behavior, they make you feel like you're the one at fault. They might say things like, "If you had done that, I wouldn't have reacted this way," or "You always bring out the worst in me," or "It's your insecurities that made you think that way." They spin every situation so that you're left feeling responsible for their lies, their manipulation, or their mistreatment. The goal is to make you question yourself, so that you'll back down from the truth and focus instead on fixing yourself. They want you to be so busy worrying about your own supposed flaws that you forget about theirs. This blame shifting isn't always obvious. Sometimes it's subtle and wrapped in concern or even love. They might say things like, "I just wish you'd communicated better," or "If you trusted me more, none of this would have happened," or "I hate that you always assume the worst of me." These statements are carefully crafted to make you feel guilty and responsible, even when you're not. They are designed to make you feel a problem, so that you'll work harder to please them and to fix what they claim is broken in you instead of standing firm in the truth of what you know. This is how they maintain control, because as long as you're focused on your own supposed shortcomings, you're less likely to confront them or hold them accountable. Over time, this blame shifting can erode your confidence and make you doubt your own judgment. It can make you feel like you can't trust yourself, or that your feelings and perceptions are always wrong. But the truth is, you are not to blame for their behavior. You didn't cause them to lie, you didn't force them to treat you poorly. You didn't make them disrespect you or betray you. Their actions are a reflection of their character, not yours. Don't let their blame shifting make you forget that it's their responsibility to own what they did and to face the consequences of it. You aren't responsible for their choices, no matter how much they try to convince you otherwise. You have the right to stand up for yourself, to protect your boundaries, and to refuse to carry the weight of their mistakes. Remember that blame shifting is just another tool they use to keep you in line, to keep you questioning yourself, and to keep you from seeing the truth. Clearly they fear accountability because it would force them to face themselves and to change, which they don't want to do. So they use blame shifting as a shield against growth and as a weapon against your confidence. Don't let it work. Stand strong in what you know. Refuse to accept responsibility for things you didn't do and hold them accountable for their own behavior. The truth is on your side and you don't need to apologize for that. One of the most manipulative things bad people do when they know that you know is to play victim. They'll twist the story in such a way that they become the one who's been wronged, hurt or betrayed by your discovery. They'll act shocked and devastated by your accusations as if your honesty has caused them unimaginable pain. They might cry or withdraw, or give you the silent treatment hope you'll feel guilty for confronting them. They want you to feel like you've hurt them, so that you'll back down from the truth and focus instead on comforting them and fixing the damage they claim you've done to the relationship. This is a calculated tactic because they know that you care about them and that you don't want to be the cause of someone else's pain. By playing the victim, they shift the emotional burden onto you, so that you'll question whether you've been too harsh or unfair. It's a way to make you doubt your own motives and to make you feel like the bad guy in the story. Over time, this manipulation can wear you down and make you hesitant to confront them again because you don't want to hurt them, even though you're the one who's been wronged. The truth is they're not the victim. They're the perpetrator, and their tears or silence are just another tool they use to keep you in line. They want you to feel like you're the one who needs to apologize to them, even though they're the one who should be apologizing to you. They'll tell anyone who will listen that you're the problem, that you're too sensitive or too suspicious or too controlling. They'll spread rumors or share truths to make themselves look like the hero of the story, and you like the villain. They do this because they know that by controlling the narrative, they can maintain the support and sympathy of those around them, and keep you isolated and unsure of yourself. But don't let their victim act fool you. They are not the ones who've been wronged. They're the ones who've been exposed, and they'll do anything to regain the upper hand. You have the right to stand in your truth, to hold them accountable, and to refuse to take on the role of the villain in their story. You are not responsible for feelings about being confronted with the truth. That's their burden to carry, not yours. Remember that playing the victim is just another tactic they use to keep you from seeing the truth clearly and to keep you from holding them accountable. Stay strong and keep your focus on what you know to be true. You don't owe them an apology for seeing through their lies. When bad people realize that you know the truth about them, one of the most insidious things they'll do is try to isolate you. They understand that your strength grows when you have the support of others, so they'll do everything they can to cut you off from friends, family, and anyone who might help you see things more clearly. They'll spread rumors about you behind your back, making you look like the problem or the crazy one, so that people will hesitate to trust your version of events. They'll subtly or overtly discourage you from spending time with people who genuinely care about you, because those people might remind you of your worth and help you see the truth. They want you to feel alone, so that you're easier to manipulate and less likely to stand up to them. They might say things like, "Nobody understands us like I do," "Your friends don't really care about you," or "They're just jealous of what we have." These statements are designed to make you doubt the people who actually have your best interests at heart, so that you'll cling even tighter to them, the person who's actually harming you. This isolation tactic is one of the most powerful weapons in their arsenal, because it keeps you dependent on them for validation, guidance, and emotional support. It also makes it easier for them to control the narrative and to convince you that they're the only one who truly understands or accepts you. Over time, this isolation erodes your confidence and make you feel like you have no choice but to stay in the relationship, because no one else would want you or believe you. This is a lie designed to keep you stuck. The truth is, you are not alone, and you are not crazy. You have the right to reach out to the people who cares about you, and to share what's really happening. You have the right to seek help and to build a support system that empowers you to stand strong in the face of manipulation. You are stronger than they want you to believe, and you don't need to be isolated to protect their lies. Remember that the people who truly love and care about you will listen to your experiences and support you in finding the truth. Don't let them cut you off from your sources of strength and wisdom, because those are the very things that will help you break free from their control. Stay connected to the people who lift you up and remind you of who you really are. You don't have to fight this battle alone. One of the most frustrating things bad people do when they know that you know, is to deliberately confuse you with mixed messages. They'll tell you one thing one day and something completely different the next. Promise to change and then repeat the same hurtful behaviors. They'll tell you they love you and then treat you with indifference or cruelty. They might even admit to some wrongdoing in a moment of vulnerability, only to deny it later and accuse you of misunderstanding them. This constant back forth is designed to keep you off balance, so that you never feel completely sure of what's happening. It makes you question your own judgment and wonder whether you're overreacting or being too sensitive. They want you to be so wrapped up in trying to make sense of their conflicting words and action. You forget about the truth you've already seen. This tactic creates a cycle of hope and disappointment that makes you easier to control because you're always looking for the real them. The person you believe is still hiding behind all the lies and manipulations. They want you to keep hoping things will get better, that this time will be different, that maybe they really do care about you. Deep down you know the truth, but the confusion keeps you stuck in a loop of trying to figure it out, instead of taking action to protect yourself. This is one of their most powerful weapons because it uses your own desire for clarity and love against you. It's important to remember that you don't owe them endless chances to get it right. You don't have to stay stuck in their web of confusion, just because they occasionally show you glimpses of kindness or regret. Those glimpses are just another way to keep you hooked and hoping for change. The truth is you deserve consistency, honesty, and respect. You deserve to feel safe and valued in your relationships, not constantly questioning what's real and what's not. Don't let their mixed messages make you forget that. They may try to confuse you, but you have the power to step back and see the pattern for what it is. It's a manipulation designed to keep you from leaving or holding them accountable. You don't have to figure out every lie or every inconsistency to know that you deserve better. Trust yourself, trust what you know, and don't let confusion tactics steal your peace. When bad people realize that you know the truth about them, and that you're no longer under their spell, they may resort to threats to keep you quiet, or to stop you from exposing them. These threats can be overt, like saying you'll regret it if you keep talking about what happened, or they can be subtle, like implying that no one will believe you, or that you'll ruin everything if you speak up. They might hint at the consequences of crossing them, suggesting that they'll make your life difficult, that they'll hurt themselves or someone you love, or that take away something important to you. The goal of these threats is to make you afraid, to keep you silent, and to make you question whether standing up for yourself is worth the risk. They want you to feel like the price of exposing them is too high, so that you'll choose to back down instead of fighting back. These threats are a last-ditch effort to maintain control because they know that once you start telling the truth, their power over you begins to crumble. They fear exposure more than anything, because it forces them to face themselves and the consequences of their actions. It also makes it harder for them to continue their manipulations with others, so they'll do whatever they can to shut you down. It's important to recognize that threats are a sign of their desperation, not their strength. They resort to threats because they have no real way to refute the truth or to regain your trust. They have nothing left but fear and intimidation to keep you in line. You don't have to let these threats control you. You have the right to speak your truth and to protect yourself from further harm. You are stronger than their threats, and you have the power to build a life free from manipulations. Surround yourself with people who believe in you and who will support you no matter what happens. You don't have to face their threats alone, because there is strength in numbers and in speaking out. Remember that threats are the last refuge of the powerless because they can't stand against the truth. Don't let their fear become yours. Keep shining your light. Keep speaking your truth, and know that you deserve to live free from fear and intimidation. You are stronger than they ever expected, and you are not alone. When bad people know that you know the truth about them, they will go to great lengths to regain their control over you. They will deny everything, shift the blame, play the victim, isolate you, confuse you with mixed messages, and even threaten you, because their greatest fear is that their lies and manipulations will finally come to light. They understand that the truth is a powerful weapon, one that can free you from their grasp and expose them for who they really are. That is why they fight so hard to keep you in the dark, to make you doubt yourself, and to silence you. But you have the strength within you to stand tall and claim your power. You don't have to extend their games or carry their burdens any longer. You are not responsible for their choices or their feelings, and you do not have to allow their tactics to shape your reality. Remember that your truth is valid and that you deserve to be heard and respected, no matter what they say or do. You are not
alone in this journey, because there are people who will stand by you and who will help you find the strength to move forward, even in the face of their manipulations. Don't let their denial or their threats keep you from living your truth and building the life you deserve, stronger than their lies and braver than their threats. And your courage will light the path for others who are still trapped in the darkness. Stand in your truth, own your power, and know that no matter what they try to do to silence you, the truth will always find a way to shine through.